someone comes up to you
Because
and they're
when you make moral statements, I'm thinking more like I'm more of like an emotivist, where it just seems like we're making like team statements. Like yes, go, don't hurt animals, team, and like I'm like go, like let's have you know the diet that produces the best well-being without hurting other humans, team. Like that's what I get, like boos and yays, and like I don't see coherence, like because morality seems to be so arbitrary. I'm not seeing something like I'm
yeah,
not seeing
it's
like
just I
moral
think
facts to like go back to say like, okay, yeah, this is objectively right or wrong. It's more of like what we're doing here. We're struggling on like which team are you on? Are you on the vegan team? Are you on the omnivore team? Where are you?
yeah, I'm just saying I think the issue you're trying to point out with Flo's ethics does apply to yours too, and it applies to every deontologist, and it's very, very tough to resolve. So I wouldn't like. I don't think it's like a gotcha.
Yeah.
Can you spell out the problem so I can hear it one more time?
Oh, geez, you got a lot of background noise.
Sorry, I'll try to mute at the same time.
Do you know him, Flo?
Oh, Impulse?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he's a very, how do I put this? I don't even want to say it because I'll get banned on TikTok.
So Steak posed a hypothetical to Flo because Flo thinks that it's wrong for predators to hunt prey. So he said, "Well, would you unalive a predator if you saw it hunting a prey?" And then I don't remember what Flo said, but then Steak said, "Well, what about the predator's right to life? You're violating that to protect the rights of the prey." So now you have two conflicting rights: the rights of the predator and the rights of the prey. How do you resolve this? What do you appeal to resolve this? Is this even like a defeater? Like, what kind of is this an issue?
I don't see if that's a defeater because it seems like it's a self-defense case. No.
No, you're not defending yourself. You're defending another animal. Like it would be like a lion attacking a zebra.
Yeah, wouldn't that be like self-defense of the zebra? Like defending the zebra, just how we would defend like if there was a dog, like a rabid dog, trying to attack like a stray dog, like I would prevent that dog from biting that dog.
Yeah, that's one way. That's one way you could probably resolve it. I'm trying to point out the issue of conflicting rights in his worldview, and if if Steak doesn't have I think every worldview that revolves around rights is going to have those. That's kind of my point. Like I don't know if that's like a thing that Steak can say, "Hi, you have this issue, I don't," kind of to say his worldview is better.
No, I'm not trying to. With this one, it's not trying to be a gotcha. It's not trying to be my way's better. It's really just exploring like this concept. Like if you're gonna ask me, if you're gonna do a name the trait on what justifies eating meat that wouldn't justify eating babies or something like that, right? I'm just kind of like flipping around and saying like, well, what about the right for protection? And that's slightly different because it's maybe more of a liberty than it is a or maybe it's more of an entitlement than it is a liberty. I don't know, something like that. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could take Impulse's view that the lion is violating the rights of the cow, so you have a right to let that cow get its right back, or the zebra, whatever. Right. I guess that's an answer. But what is your answer? What is your answer to name the trait?
Just human conscious.
Human conscious experience? Like, do you mean human? Do you mean that biologically?
I just mean the type of conscious experience that can be deployed by human minds.
So would you? Okay, like I'm gonna obviously come up with some reductio. Yeah. What about Superman? Nice, slaughter him.
I mean, if he's not human, I guess so. I guess.
You're supposed to say.
So wait, by human, do you mean like biological human?
Yeah.
Okay, so doesn't let's say a god exists? Would a god have moral values and he wouldn't have like biology in that sense?
What do you mean
Yeah, like say does like do you value morally God because God doesn't have any biology, so he wouldn't be a biological human.
That's such an incoherent question. I have no idea how to even approach that. I don't even know what a god
So
is. Like that makes
sure.
no sense to me whatsoever.
You don't know what a God is?
I have no clue, dude. I've never seen one. I've never experienced one, and it makes no sense to me.
Do you have to see something or experience something to know something?
No, not necessarily, but I know what electricity is because I've been shocked, but I have no idea what a god is. I'm sorry. That's
Okay, so what about so let's say do you have a concept of like angels at all in your view?
no clue, dude. No clue.
You can't conceive of angels at all?
I'm here. Do you mind if I ask a question?
I can conceive of a lot of things, you know, but no, not angels. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So let me just ask it like this instead. Are you familiar with xenotransplantation?
And tell me about it. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's like the process of growing like human. So excuse me, animal organs inside of like human organs inside of animals.
Okay,
Um,
great. Yeah. What about it?
yeah, like let's say for example, we have a hybrid brain where it's grown inside of a pig or something. Would you give that pig moral value?
I have no idea.
You wouldn't give it any moral value at all?
Flo, you're muted, by the way.
Or you don't know?
Okay. Would I give it moral value? If a human brain is grown inside of a pig, is it having a human conscious experience, or is it just a hybrid pig
Well,
brain?
by human conscious experience, if well, I'm talking about a hybrid brain where it's like half like it's like genetically modified such that it has half of the DNA makeup is that of a pig and half of the DNA makeup is that of a human.
Well, that doesn't even make any sense because humans and pigs share like more genetics than they don't.
That's fine. Do you think that a human can have pig DNA inside of them?
So I would say this: like the closer you get to a human conscious experience, I would say that I would try and be more cautious, not to like I would like to cast a wider net. So like let's say dolphins are like near sapient beings,
Hmm.
or like an orangutan or a chimpanzee. Like I'm not going to start farming these things. They just have like like they're just too much like us.
But they're not biological. They're mentally.
Yeah, no, they're
So I
totally
think
not.
we,
I'm
we
just saying
kind
I'm
of.
going to cast a wide net, right? And that's why I'm saying like I'm gonna transition to cultured meat when it becomes available,
What's this? Okay, wait,
because
Gotcha.
wait, wait.
these things are, like are valuable to me on a continuum, right?
Yeah, this is what I was going to ask because for name the trait, you said human conscious experience, which rules out pigs for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
right.
right.
But you are against people torturing pigs for fun, and you would switch to lab grown pork if it was a thing. How do you like reconcile those things?
What's the differentiator?
So as far as
What's
like
the symmetry
torturing
break?
animals, right? I know that. So okay, so we have let's say that the mirror neuron theory is true, right?
What's the symmetry breaker though? What's the symmetry breaker?
Between what and what?
So like why would it be wrong, or why would you not want to eat farmed pigs if lab grown pork was available? What makes it wrong then, but not now?
So the effect it has on the human conscious experience. So,
Oh
for
no, not
instance,
this
you
guy.
guys, hang on a second, because you guys vegans,
Yeah, but
obviously, it's very painful for you to think about animals being harmed in animal agriculture. So for me, I would actually make that switch if it's of no
yeah,
cost
but
to
he's
me.
asking me what like the symmetry. You're not really understanding the question though.
I'm telling you my rationale. The symmetry breaker is if I have a farmed, pig meat, right? If I had farmed pork, there are a lot of people, especially like some of my best friends are vegan, and that causes a certain amount of suffering in the human conscious experience, right?
So you're just basing it off of what,
then,
a positive net or human experience, or what? What about the human experience are you determining whether it's moral or not?
so I think if we can move beyond having to cause suffering to other conscious experiences, I think that would be a good thing.
All right, what if just curious, what if so like the percentage of vegans is very small, it's like 10, maybe 9. What if a study came out and they found out 15% of people were very, very skeptical of lab-grown meat, and it made them very anxious that other people were eating it because they were worried about their health. So now these people
Yeah.
negative.
I just think that that's a problem that would be solved over time. So if I'm if I'm the first person to go 100% carnivore on cultured meat, that's going to give people confidence.
But then that's not the ultimate justifier. Then there's more of a justification. Like, you're not just saying that that's like the only justification. We're trying to get like all the criteria of where you would determine it would be justified or not. And you're saying like it would be like a human experience, and you would say human experience justified.
Just to be clear, he did add, well, later after further conversation, he cast a wider net about the closest experience to that of a human or something like that.
Yeah, that
Which is strange to me, because I don't know. It's like when you say,
why is it strange to say that I value what I value? Okay, so when you look
because
at,
now we're not
when you look
talking
at
about human anymore. We're not talking about what it is to be human anymore. We're just talking about an experience. Now you have like a level of sentience that you value. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Well, okay, but vegans do this too, because you're going to value the conscious experience of the insect.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
Less than you're gonna value.
No. I'm not saying it's bad.
Of like
I'm not saying it's bad.
Wait. What?
I'm not saying it's bad that you value a level of sentience. Now I'm just saying I think we agree on that. I think me, Flo, and Impulse agree with you on that.
I think there's an interesting question since it's casted since it's no longer a type of like specific human experience. We're talking more about a net of experiences. We would have to say that say we have a human who has the experience, level of experience that of a pig. It seems like you would be okay in killing severely mentally handicapped under that view. No.
No.
Steak?
Because the human conscious experience is very specific.
What is a human consciousness? Are you saying human consciousness or
a human conscious experience? So a mentally, developmentally delayed human is still having a human conscious experience, right?
So is this view like an or? Is more like you either have a close proximity to that of a human, or you have a human conscious experience. So long as you have one of those two, you're granted moral consideration.
No, I think moral consideration is granted on a spectrum, even
Sure.
within humans, right? Depending on the behavior, right?
Sure.
We're
But I'm asking
we're trying to really figure out symmetry breaker, right, Impulse?
well, I'm trying to figure out his view right now. I'm not sure why. So let's just go back to NTT. Like if we ask
the symmetry breaker is just going to be my preference.
Well, but hold on. Well,
that's so trivial.
I'm asking.
It's my preference for the human conscious experience.
No. It's not even that. I think
that is the symmetry.
Oh
my god, I think it's wrong because
hold on. I think that's just gonna be like a category error, right? Because I'm not necessarily talking about like your person's preferences in that sense. I understand that. What I'm asking for is what is it about the animal that makes it okay to kill and eat for food, and what is it about the human that makes it not okay to kill and eat for food, such that you have one preference for one and not the other. I'm talking about what is it about the animal, unless you don't have anything about the animal or the human.
Yeah, so you're asking me what the trait is. The trait is the human conscious experience. You're asking me for a symmetry breaker, right?
Yeah. Because my question was about what
it's just human. That's not actually pointing out a trait about the animal, right? You're actually just saying the absence of what that animal has.
Well, I mean that's fine. No. I think we can work with that. I think that's fine.
But that's what
there might be animals that are having an experience that's.
So let me just ask you like this, right?
Experience.
You remember my xenotransplantation example?
Yeah, sure.
Let's say if instead of growing a human brain inside of a pig, we grow a pig's brain inside of a human, and it has experiences, right? It has experiences, is able to have like relationships that equivalent of like the level of a pig, right? Would it be okay to kill that? Essentially, still a human, right? It's still a human body, with experiences that of a pig. Would it be okay to like slaughter this like pig brain human because of it has a level of a level of consciousness that of a pig, or it has a pig consciousness? Yeah, perfect. Sounds good.
100%.
Sounds good.
Farm them.
Farm them?
Farm them, but I don't think their meat's going to taste as good as pig.
Wait, so just
Well, actually, that's just the taste is just gonna be depending on the individual.
Stupid. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid because like imagine like, oh my god, you're saying the structure of their brain. You're just looking at biology to determine like if it's like okay to kill it for food or not.
It's the quality of their conscious experience.
So, I do have a further
Are they having
question.
a human conscious experience? So,
I do have a further, more interesting question. Like, what makes you think there's such thing? Because, like, I'm honestly agnostic on this. Like, this question about quote unquote human experience or pig experience, like attaching species to experience is a questionable, I guess, thing. Like, I'm not really sure what it means to having a human experience. I know what it means to.
You can question whether species exists either.
No. I'm asking. Do you have like? Are you able of showing me anything that says that there is such thing as like species necessarily deviated experience? Like there is such a thing as like experience that is necessarily tied to a human.
It's really just that I mean, I don't know what type of experience. I have no confidence that the type of experience that other animals are having comports even anything near what we do, right? Like no animal has created like the types of civilizations that humans
Animals
have.
like food.
You know,
Yeah,
no,
but
no other animal has created the like literature and art and
Oh my god.
even wars and all that kind of stuff. Like it just seems like they like I don't know what kind of experience
Gotcha.
they're having. It's like it seems to be all like instinct and
Sure.
and yes, they have emotions. They do. That's why when it becomes possible.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So my other thing is like it seems it seems like this hypothesis. If you don't know, it seems like the explanation as to why. Let's say there's two hypotheses here, right? We see civilizations, we see countries, we see things that humans do. You say this is attributed to human experience, or this can be attributed also to like human intelligence, right? These are two hypotheses that we have here. It seems like we don't have any reason to accept one over the other, right? Because any explanation that you may have, actually, well, I might even argue that
there may be animals that actually have higher levels of intelligence than we do. I don't know that they don't. Like I don't know that like dolphins can't like do calculus, but that doesn't matter to me. It's they don't have the capacity to like deploy it in a way that like creates like the types of like communities and the progress and like the
I don't know if you care about that, right? Because I don't think you would care about a severely mentally handicapped person, or you would care. I mean, that's what I mean.
Well, you would having a human conscious experience.
Right. So it's not necessarily about like the ability of
There's no point of
creating civilizations or anything like that. It's more about the consciousness that is tied to the human body, right?
But they're also part of but they're part of our societies. They're part of our culture.
So like, wait. So if there was a being, really quick, let me just interject. If there was a being that was not human, but had the same functions of a human, but they just had a tail, you're saying you would have no issue with slaughtering them for food?
Well, no, it's because if they're having the same human, if they're having an equal.
No, they're not human. They're a different species. They're actually a non-human species. A new species that we figure out.
Well,
right?
then you bring up a good point because that's something that I don't know about.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So then I would have to then like create a new word to say like how do we bring those both humans and whatever that is into the same fold. Right?
If there is a non-human animal that a new species
like an alien or something.
Yeah, whatever. and they had a tail. They looked like humans, regular humans. They just had a tail that was fuzzy, like a squirrel.
Right.
Now they functioned. They had the same cognition as us, right? As an average human, right? Like had whatever, right? They could
Would you
communicate
be okay to like slaughtering them for food, basically?
just because they
I mean,
weren't human.
it sounds like they're having a equivalent conscious experience to the human conscious experience. So like that seems to be what I care about. I don't care
Okay,
if
so
they have a tail.
let's say we're the same. They had the
Wait.
same capacity as a mentally disabled person.
Okay.
Would you then say it'd be okay to slaughter that being?
So okay, go ahead. Say that again.
Yeah, let's say they look like someone who was truly they had brain defects, and they weren't able to communicate properly. Be able to conceptualize things, kind of how like babies are, but they looked exactly like them. Had like the function of that. The only difference is that they have a tail, and they're a different species. Is it justified to kill them for food? Would it be?
I don't know. How hungry are we? I mean, are we on a
Let's say we were very hungry. Let's say they tasted like chicken.
let's take it. Let's twiddle the knobs. Like, are we gonna
tasted exactly like chicken?
Yeah, we're gonna farm them.
Even better. Let's say they
Yeah.
taste even better than chicken.
So I actually have an interesting example that I was just thinking about because it has to do with CRISPR.
Oh
So
yeah, I know.
it has to do with CRISPR. So
Yeah.
let's say me and my fiance have a kid, right? We have a kid, or we're about to have a kid, but we genetically modify the kid using like CRISPR or something, and it grows up to actually we just genetically modify that such that like we alter the its genome such that it's no longer human, right? I don't see why this is so far from reality either, because I mean we grow organs inside of animals. We've grown organs in labs. We genetically modified cells. Like I don't see this too far fetched. So maybe it is in the next 30, 50 years maybe practical. So let's say me and him or me and her have a kid and we genetically modified it. It's no longer human. Can I like slit the baby's throat open and we eat him for lunch so long as like now we've genetically modified him such that we can eat him because it's no longer a human capacity?
So what do you mean it's no longer human? How come it's no longer human?
Because I inserted CRISPR to alter the genetic genome, the genetic code of the baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but altering the genetic code doesn't necessarily mean it's not human, because every human has slightly different genetic code.
No, I'm saying
So how much did you change
To where it's
it?
not human. He's just basing a hypothetical.
yeah, to where it's not human. Wherever the degree is, I'm just no longer human.
Okay. So, to what degree is it not human?
So let's say it was 20% less.
It can't enter however you want to define human. It's
Yeah,
just not that.
Let's just keep it as like a margin, like just,
Yeah, it's its own. You can call him his. I guess or the baby, right? Its own species or something like that.
range of. Oh, thank you.
I basically just created a new species, right? A new species of
Species.
yeah.
Right. Is it having a human consciousness? Is it having a conscious experience that's like? Are you interacting with it in a way where does it have the capacity for language? Is it empathetic?
Yeah, sure, but
Hold on. You're adding. I feel like you're adding extra features that you didn't add earlier, such as like capacity for language and stuff like that.
Human conscious experience. Those three all have to go together, and those are
not necessarily.
Oh,
Those are describing
disabled
feature
people.
Hold on.
There's people who.
Hold on. So that's not necessarily true. There are severely mentally handicapped people who are not capable of language.
Right, but they're having a human conscious experience, right?
Right. So so if it's, I'm targeting that right there, human conscious experience, right? Because if I appeal to mentally handicapped people, you say
So
human conscious.
I would say under the fact that it came from from both of your gametes or whatever, it's whatever conscious experience it's having, it's human.
Dude, it's not a human.
It's not a human.
I know,
That's
but
it.
it
That's
is.
it. It's
It
not a
has
human.
to be. It's necessarily a human because it came from your.
No, you're changing the
It is.
hypothetical.
No, it's human. It is though.
You're changing the hypothetical. What he's saying, wherever it's not a human,
Yeah,
that's what he's talking about. That's the being that he's talking about.
but I'm saying that if it comes from two gametes from two humans, it
It,
necessarily has
look,
to be.
it's logically possible for
No,
there
it's
to
not. It's
Yes,
not.
what's
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
You
Hold on. Hold on.
can't create a hypo. It's like saying.
Oh,
I don't know. Let me think. Let me think of a way to say this. So
you're just editing editing the like the genome, like the chromosomes or and whatnot. To be a different sequence of like whatever.
but I don't know. I don't know that genetic sequences
We're giving you a
necessarily creates a human.
hypothetical. This is what a hypothetical is. It's a
Right.
possible world, and we're just testing we're testing your value or your principle.
Yeah. So then at
Consistent
that
with
point,
this
at
being.
that, then that's why I was asking about the different like qualities of a human conscious experience.
But if he's giving you a set number of qualities,
No,
he's
I get it, and I see where I see where it's difficult, right? Because what you're saying is, if
So
I
do
start
you know
asking
if
about the
it's-
qualities of a human conscious experience, but then earlier I said, well, like somebody who's severely mentally
he's
disabled,
right.
is still
he's-
having a
he's-
human conscious experience.
He's push right. He's
Yeah.
he's trying to show you that like maybe it's not a good value to have or whatnot. He's just asking
Well,
you
but
if
remember
you would say it's
that I
ethical to
said,
unalive those
hang on a
beings for
second.
food or not. That's
Hang
all
on a
he's
second.
saying.
I talked about casting the wide net to human conscious experience, like adjacent to that, like right. And I also said that if there was like an alien race that came, that it seemed like I couldn't tell the difference, like maybe it passed like
Let's say you did.
something
though.
similar to
Hold
like
on.
a,
I have an
something
objection
similar
to
to
this.
a Turing
I
test
have-
where I can see, okay, these people or these beings seem to be having a very similar conscious experience to me. You know, they have language, they have empathy, they have
Yeah,
love,
but
they have
that's not required.
civilization.
You just said it in the mentally disabled people. There's people who don't even speak, who can't conceptualize thoughts. Babies, bro.
Right, yeah, sure, I get it.
What are you talking about? You're leaving out all
But a
babies.
baby's having a human conscious experience.
Yes, but
and so you have
let's say
you have
if-
to look at the
let's
life
say
cycle
you-
of you. Hang
Right.
on a second, but you have to look at the life cycle of that being. Okay, in
you
order
talking-
to be able to say if they have the capacity for that human conscious experience, whether or not
But
whether
that's
or
what's
not
in
a
question.
Hold on, wait.
disabled of them is going to also have that similar experience.
Oh my god.
So the thing is that like, what's when you say they share? Okay, let's say. Okay, so you do agree that the example where it's human conscious experience doesn't get around the example that I just gave about CRISPR and a genetically modified baby, right?
Yeah.
We agree on that, right? And now you're saying, okay, it seems like I'm casting a wide net, right? I'm
Right,
casting
yeah.
a wide net as someone who lives within the gradient of that of a human conscious experience, right?
Right, sure.
Okay, perfect. So my question is, it's a baby. It's actually nowhere near what we would conclude. Nowhere near that of a human conscious experience, right?
Right.
So I'm talking about when it's a baby. I'm not talking about when it's grown. I'm talking when it's a baby. Is it okay to kill it and slit the baby's throat and eat it for food?
Well, it can't. Yeah. So I know it doesn't make. So for me, the way I would look at that is I would say it came from you and your partner, right? And so there's a connection there, even though you CRISPR'd it. And, that's fine. There's that connection there, and since I don't know whether it's whether it's disabled or abled or not until it like reaches its maturity, right? Then I couldn't know until then, and so then I would just be cautious and say no, I'm not gonna make I would like to see its full expression to know.
Yeah, sure. So if it's
and let's say you change the genetics such that it's actually not conscious.
no wait, I actually got a better example. Like
then we find that okay, you can use that particular genetic code.
Let's say
it's like partially human and partially CRISPR'd, and it actually has no consciousness, whatever. It's not even aware that it's alive. Then you farm it.
Yeah, let's say instead of let's say it's a baby, right? And Alternatively, it would have grown to be that conscious experience, similar degree that of a human. But I'm giving the baby consistent drugs to actually never reach this ability, right? I'm giving him like kind of like you can call it like disability drugs, right?
Sure.
Let's say it's like 35, and now I've destroyed the brain to the point where it's just a severely mentally handicapped new species, right? Um,
All right, but then you said you destroyed the brain, so that would be
no,
possibly
I didn't.
wrong to do.
I meant that more figuratively, where I'm like they're not gonna have the type of human conscious experience that you and I have right now, right?
Right.
Like the type of that you and I are having right now. It's basically stuck at like
Trump 2024 bring black
Oh,
slavery
geez.
nigger.
Oh, jeez. Okay. It's that of a conscious experience similar to that of a 3-year-old, right?
Right.
So it stays there permanently. Now can I
But
slip?
a 3-year-old is having a human conscious experience. It's a 3-year-old human conscious experience, and that's valuable to me. So
No,
the
it's
answer
not
would be no.
it's not a 3-year-old conscious experience, right? I'm saying it's similar to that of a 3-year-old.
Okay, yeah, but
Wait, so
it
your
doesn't
net,
matter.
so your okay, so your net is so wide that it encompasses 3-year-olds?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
I
do
mean,
you include
it would go probably down
to 2-year-olds, right?
to
Probably.
probably down to like 20 weeks.
Okay, perfect. No, that's great actually.
Yeah,
So
20 weeks
why don't you
gestation.
why are animals included in that?
They're not having a human conscious experience.
Wait, but they have degrees of consciousness that of like a 2, 3,
No,
1-year-old.
you're talking about like levels of intelligence.
No. I'm talking about degrees of
The human conscious
consciousness.
experience has so many parts to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the ability to like the self-awareness, like first of all awareness
Wait.
of being alive, and then self-awareness, and then self-reflection,
Sure.
and then like certain levels of intelligence, like emotional intelligence.
Yeah. So my question is to you is that why do you extend that to even the even like within the womb for this new species, but not to animals?
Hey,
And remember, we're not talking
because
about
I don't think
human conscious
because
experience.
I have no idea what kind of conscious experience an animal's going to have.
So
And,
wouldn't
and
you actually
King
take? Wait, hold
Scrubbo,
on.
why don't you get empty
Wait,
cages
I have an
here?
objection to that actually.
He's a
Wouldn't you
little,
extend? Why wouldn't you extend the
are you joking? Hi,
precautionary?
empty cages.
No. Wait. Why wouldn't you extend the precautionary principle to animals if you don't know?
Because it's not what I value. Like
I
will
know
though
that, but
eventually. Like
you
no,
can't.
There is a time where I will. There is a time where I will, and this is why I've said once lab-grown meat is a possibility, once it's feasible. Okay.
So hold on.
Then
I'm just gonna
then I
NTT
will
this,
make
right?
that switch because I value these things on a gradation, just like vegans do. Like vegans don't care about insects as much as they do about rabbits and deer.
Sure, that's fine.
And so I'm just like like and it's arbitrary that I'm just like a little bit further along on the continuum.
Yeah, that's
Right?
fine.
Because I
So,
value my well-being and like how food interacts with my system
yeah.
and
So
creates a sense of well-being, right?
the question here is why does the principle extend all the way to this new species of animal that I created using CRISPR and not to pigs when you don't know the type of experiences the pig has in this example, as you admitted.
All right. Yeah. Let me think about that. Yeah. So let's say the CRISPR animal, like, okay, because pigs and humans share a certain amount of DNA, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. And so your CRISPR baby and humans are going to share a certain amount of DNA, but they're not going to share other DNA because you've changed it,
Right.
right? So I know what I see, like how pigs behave.
Okay.
I can make some generalizations. I can make some inferences about like what kind of experience they're having, right? And I can kind of put that along a continuum, right? It's probably higher than dogs. It's probably way higher than beef cattle. It's probably way higher than chickens, right? So they're up there.
But you wouldn't say it's higher
I
than
don't
a
know.
20-week-year-old.
No, but age of gestation doesn't matter to me. Okay,
No, yeah, you
unless
talking
it
about
has the
degree.
brain, unless it has the brain parts where the human conscious experience actually becomes activated. So, so what I want to know is this new CRISPR baby, when it's in full maturity, what do I observe there? Do I observe a
You haven't
being
observed anything
that
yet.
participate? I know that's what I'm saying, but that's what I'm going to want to know. That's why I make the
But you
inferences
don't. Do
on
you
the
think you
other
need to
animals
know?
because I already know what they are.
Do you think you need to know though?
But I think I need to know what.
Like what their even like what their lifespan is or how they will mature or whatever.
Oh, of course, yeah. How am I going to know my preferences for like how we treat these things?
You need to know that about a baby.
This is a CRISPR baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
but
CRISPR baby.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
who
So
needs
I'm going to
though?
protect it. I'm going to protect it until, like, these are the two possible scenarios. The CRISPR baby is at maturity, functions in society just like anything else, just like any other
Okay.
human, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Another one is the CRISPR baby um, matures into pretty much something that just like sits there and eats, and like there's no way to tell whether this thing is even conscious.
Like he crawls on the ground like a 3-year-old, or or just like kind
Yeah,
of like a walks on all fours like a
Say
pig.
it just stays as a
yeah.
baby.
Eats.
Like
Yeah, like let's say it's like, I'm just gonna add this real quick, just so I want to keep it as equivalent as possible to the pig. Let's say it's like let's say it's like mentally handicapped, right?
just stays.
It's like a mentally handicapped because like given the drugs that I gave him, right?
Yeah.
Um, like it's super mentally handicapped. I just want to know if I have your blessing
Your
to,
blessing.
like, I want to know to have your blessing to, like, if I have a
That's
CRISPR
not like
baby,
Shrek.
and so long as I drug it enough to the point where the brain is fucked up enough to
No, you
where,
can't do that though because that's causing harm. So like that's not. You
no,
can't
no,
Look,
cause
no,
that
let's
harm.
say it just
I'm
stays
not.
as a baby.
I'm just. Well, the baby's not gonna feel anything. I'm just gonna be fucking up the brain without him
Oh
knowing.
God.
Without the baby knowing. But
Yeah,
I'm
no, but
asking,
it
like,
just, it has
Yeah, but
because we
let's
don't
just say,
know
look, Snake.
wait, wait,
what
wait,
it's
but
going to.
hold on, 1 second. I didn't finish the example. So the example was, I have a CRISPR baby where I
Yeah.
grew him, and he grows up to be mentally handicapped either by some drugs that I gave him or whatever. Doesn't
Right.
matter,
Yeah,
Right.
right?
yeah.
Do I have your blessing to slit the throat of the CRISPR baby and eat him?
No, it's so still intuitive from you and your partner. Um, I can't I
Okay,
can't
so it's
justify
not
that.
Even.
it's not about, okay, hold on,
I think
hold on,
about
hold on.
it's
We
just
have because
Well,
we do have a contradiction here.
there are
just
different
because
Hold on,
ways. There are different
it's
ways that we would.
playing it.
There are different
hold on,
ways that
because
we
we
would
do
say
have a
something is human, right? That it came from two humans, that it has human DNA, or that it looks like a human, right?
hold on, because we do have a contradiction, right? We have a situation where you said it has to be, and I'm saying this is a disjunct, so I'm saying it could be either or. It can be either conscious experience, human conscious experience, or degree is that of a uh, falls within this net of human conscious experience, right?
Yeah.
Now, give you an example where the CRISPR baby is so fucked up to where it lacks both of those, and I was asking for your blessing, and where actually meets the conditions that you've stated, and you've denied the conditions that you stated, right? So
Right.
you're adding an additional factor here,
That's
which
right.
is you're adding an additional factor here, whereas the babies actually came from someone, right? Right.
Well, I think, like I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
so what is a human, right? No. Stop. And King
What?
Scrubba, he thinks he knows everything. He's hilarious. He's always drunk and high, so it's fun to listen to him. In Empty Cages, you guys know he goes by King Scrubba on Twitter, right? Okay.
Yeah. Listen,
No.
I
Hang
just
on a
want to know
second.
what
Hang
you
on
mean
a
by
second.
human now.
Hang on a second, because all of these things are like the Sortes paradox, right? Like, when does a pile not become a pile, right?
Yeah, but you know, you have a
No, you
certain
don't. No, you
condition.
don't. Like
Yeah, but
define a
you
chair. Define a chair. This is the problem. Okay, so
uh
hang on
some
a second. What you're
a
trying to do
threshold
is
that
you're trying to like.
Hold on. No, it's
No,
fine. It's fine. Hold on.
you're trying to use like formal logic.
No, listen, I'm a
No.
Wittgensteinian.
You're
I
trying to use
agree.
formal
Listen,
logic.
I
You're trying to
agree
use.
with
You're
this.
trying to formalize logic in definitions, and definitions, by definition,
formal logic
are
is
massively
definition.
squishy. Okay.
Yeah, no, listen, I have no problems agreeing with you that they're squishy, right? I understand. Like, listen, I'm a Wittgensteinian. I'm a big fan of family resemblance, all right?
Okay. Well,
So,
fair enough.
I'm saying, all I'm saying here is like, I just don't listen. I had a conception of human, right? I have a conception, like,
Yeah.
I don't consider, because like the point of like, Wittgensteinian family resemblance is that there are usages of words, and we're usually from a common community that the community uses the word this way, and that's how we come to our meanings, right? Typically.
Right.
So the point here is that you're actually having an understanding of human that I don't even have. I don't even use this conception of human. What it means to be human is to be born from humans. I don't have that conception or usage of the term.
Let's
Now,
say AI
Well,
created.
well, like, okay, so
Like,
analytically, if I were to say, you know,
does it matter?
what?
Let's say an AI made this human baby.
Okay, so I'm going to give two examples. Okay,
sure.
analytically, I say a square is a shape with 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles, right? Analytically, that is true as a matter of fact because I said it, right?
Okay.
Right. So if I said a
Mhm.
human, okay, is either a being born of the gametes of 2 humans, or has human genetics, or looks like a human.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And
can.
analytically, that is true.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I can even use that example. I think there are examples where we can. Are you familiar with stem cell research?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So like, stem cell research don't have to necessarily use gametes, right?
Right.
Right. So if I grow same baby, instead I'm just using stem cells.
Right.
Same scenario. Is it okay for me to slit the throat of the baby because it's not grown from like parents using gametes?
Is it a being that that looks like a human?
Looks like.
Let's say it had gray skin.
Sure. Wait. Sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, but I mean, like generally, you look at it, you're like, oh, that kind of
Probably
looks like a
not. Let's
human.
say no. Let's say no. Does
Well, I
that
mean,
matter?
I can say sure. I mean,
I
I
mean,
can say
does it,
sure. Like a lot
or
of
does
things
it
look like
have,
human.
or doesn't stem cell? Doesn't that mean it has human DNA?
No, I'm saying it got modified such that because remember same example. CRISPR's still in the picture. Mentally handicapped still in the picture. It's just the origin is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it came from 2 human gametes.
No, it came
Even to
from
get, even no,
stem
but
cell.
even to get the stem cells, you had to start with 2
It
human
doesn't.
gametes
But stem
to
cells don't
create a
come from
being.
gametes.
I know, but what I'm saying is you had to have 2 human gametes in order to create a being, in order to pull the stem cells from it.
No.
Wait, no, hold on. That's
Well, where
fine.
are you getting your stem cells from?
Hold on. That's no. That's fine. It's not coming from gametes though. That was one of the conditions you stipulated when you told me that what you meant by the term human.
All right. So I guess this thing is like so far removed from being a human that like I guess it's
No, wait, hold on. No. It the stem cell is. I agree with you. It's pulled from a human, right? I agree with you
yeah,
with that so
yeah.
far.
Okay.
But that wasn't one of the conditions stipulated. The condition was that it was gametes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Or from human DNA.
Well, also so are you saying it's just gonna be it just has to be human DNA at all? Any
Or
human DNA whatsoever?
I mean, I'm just kind of like I said, these things are squishy, so I don't know where to draw the line. I mean, we
Sure.
could go around and around like this, like, but
True.
when you kind of see something that like it looks like a human, you like know what it is.
But
It's not. We don't have
but
to
if you
wrap
made
our
a
brains.
pig look like a human, that wouldn't be like you wouldn't all of a sudden value it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't behave like a human, right? But we probably wouldn't want to kill it just
What do you mean
because.
behave
I mean,
like a
it's like
human?
Yeah, like
What do you mean behave?
I'm losing my grasp as listen, I agree with you for the most part. Like I agree with you 100%. Definitions are squishy. I agree. Like that's you're not going to get any objections from me there. But like there comes a point where like now we're just redefining words so much where now I'm losing my grasp because the point of
yeah.
Wittgensteinian family resemblance is that we're
So
not necessarily ostensively, but like we see usages of the word and we apply them, right?
right.
I think
So you,
now I'm losing grasp of like what you mean by
okay.
human.
So you see me cast on the wide net, right? So I may not be. I'm. I may not be consistent in that. Okay, it doesn't fit all those criteria, right? But for some reason, to me, intuitively, it kind of I'm not willing to let it go yet. I'm not willing to say, hey, yeah, let's just farm it.
Good question. If
Yeah,
you made
I understand, but I think okay, that's fine. So I just want to know. So, but do you have a further reason as to why it's wrong, or maybe at this time you don't know?
Wait, what's that?
So, do you have a reason as to why it's wrong in this case to kill this baby, this CRISPR baby, or maybe you just don't know at this point?
Yeah, I just don't know.
Okay, that's fine. So, and another thing that I wanted to say is, before, is that, I want, like, I have questions about, do you think, like, it's equally as probable, like, are you agnostic on whether veganism is the correct view or no?
Okay, so,
Hold on, let me mute for a second.
yeah.
Sorry, I have to move the car.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
But go ahead, I can hear you.
So is vegan the correct view?
Are you agnostic on the view?
You know what? There's from the ethical perspective, I really do resonate with the idea that it would be great to not have to exploit, any being that's having a conscious experience. I think to me that's something that I think we should work towards. I think where I'm at compared to the vegan is that, I feel like we're getting there to the point where. So the first part of the philosophy, the definition of vegan from the vegan society, right, is as much as possible and practical, right? But then it almost contradicts itself after that, and it says, by this we mean not consuming animal products, for food. But it could be the case that there is somebody who actually cannot tolerate any plant products whatsoever. Right? Hypothetically, it could be the case that there could be a human who eating any type of plant material whatsoever would be problematic, and that they can eat meat, right?
yeah.
So
Well,
it could be the case. It could be the
don't
case.
know.
Hold on, let
That
him
as much as possible
on
and
here.
practicable could say, okay, it could lead to somebody saying, you know what, then it is not possible or practicable for me to not exploit animals. And so in that instance, that person could still hold the ethical vegan position and still consume meat, because it is not possible and practicable for them
I don't think
to
so.
abandon meat.
Wait, hold on. There's two things that can be said here, right? So, because depending on your vegan, they might take a different approach. They might say that because all I'm asking here is specifically that do you think you should be vegan?
I think. Okay, should I? Okay, you're asking like normative.
About you I'm just asking
time.
about whatever your values
So
are.
I just think there are so many layers to it, right? Like there's so many reasons why we do
Well, it's either you
things.
should or you shouldn't.
Okay.
You don't know.
Should I exploit animals? I guess I would have to say that, like, ultimately, I would say that my preference would be that I did not have to exploit animals.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
And so
you just don't think
my
it's practical.
If my preferences map out onto a normative statement, right, onto a normative value or something like that, then yeah, I guess I would have to bite the bullet on that I ought not be doing this. But then again, I also value my life and I value my well-being. So I
Yeah.
do it.
So you do think that you should be vegan, right? You shouldn't be contributing to this process of animal slaughter and stuff like that, right?
Okay, that's hard. It's hard to bite the bullet on that because of the
yeah, but yes or no? Like yes or no?
Listen. When you say I'm asking here, like, I'm not asking about whether practically you should be vegan. Like if you're, however, let's just take I don't care about the definition they use. Philosophers, or maybe in the community that I come from, we use different definitions for that. But what I'm asking simply is that, in principle, you should be vegan.
It would be my preference, yeah.
Okay. So, okay. I'm understanding that as you saying you should be vegan. If you're saying your preference.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you a subjectivist about morality?
Kind of more of a non-cognitivist, I think.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. But you should be vegan. True or false?
I would prefer to be.
Okay.
I don't know how to make that statement.
So then, what's the debate? Why would I don't understand? If you think you should be vegan, do you think that you don't have an obligation to go vegan?
So, like
Well,
I said,
that was my second question. My second question was like
you're literally doing something you think is a rights violation. That's such a contradictory. Like you don't align your actions with your. Like I don't understand.
So I value my well-being above the well-being.
So
of the
you're not
animals.
vegan. Oh my god.
No, wait, hold on. Because like the question, I have a question here.
That's not true.
Because I have a question. Because the question,
You're missing it. Flo, you're missing it. Flo, you're missing it. We're almost there.
Because I think the question is like about, in principle, should you be vegan, right? Should you, like morally speaking, should you not be contributing to the killing and eating of animals, right?
Yeah. So like I said, when cultured meat is available, okay, I will be switching over. Okay.
Why wait for cultured meat?
Because my preference is that I would prefer not to have to exploit animals for my meals.
Why wait for cultured
You
meat?
think it's permissible?
Oh well, okay. So let's see.
You think it's okay
Impulse.
to do?
Okay, so
You think
impulse.
there's some negative?
If you missed the story, I've tried many iterations of plant-based diets,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
and plant-predominant diets, and have had health problems. I would say, let's just say the biggest one, because we could talk about a lot of them, is depression. That resolved when I tried the carnivore diet, right? So my well-being, my mental health, I value that more than I value the
animals'
right
life.
to life of a cow. We'll
Okay.
just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
But-
so you're not so you don't actually
but
think
as-
it's better to be vegan.
Okay, well, if we're talking, like, think about it
A
like as
vegan
a
doesn't think just
think
because
of, no,
just
hang on a
because it
second.
makes you
Think about it as like
then
maybe
it's
like a
justified to kill
threshold.
the animal.
Like I'm like on a threshold of like my duty, right? So my duty to like not exploit a cow is kind of like determined by the well-being that
Of you.
and the options that I have, right? So the food that I eat produces a certain level of well-being, a lack of depression, meaning a lack of
Yeah, we
living in a
understand.
mental state that could
We understand.
that could
But
lead to
the
my
thing
being
is-
unalived, right? So I'm just saying I'm putting my life, because depression can lead to ideation, unaliving ideation.
Okay.
I'm putting
But-
my life above another life form's life. Okay.
But the thing is, you're saying if you have a better well-being, if you get a better well-being by unaliving this animal, then you think you ought to do it. Is that what you're saying?
It's not the action of unaliving the animal. It's of consuming its resources. So as soon as we can make that in
Yes,
a
I know.
cultured
Oh my
form,
God, I
then-
know this. But you're saying if you can unalive it for resources if you gain enough well-being.
Yeah, I care about my well-being. Yeah, for sure.
No,
Yeah.
yes or no? You would say it's justified to kill the animal based on if it creates more of a positive if it gives you more well-being, if it gives you a certain threshold of well-being.
Yeah, beef.
Yeah,
Beef
you
definitely
can
gets me to-
torture
Okay.
your view if it gives you enough well-being.
All right. Wait. So I do have
Yeah,
something
but
to add.
we lay our values. We lay our values.
Yeah, that's
Flo,
horrible.
okay? So,
That's a
like,
horrible value.
no,
Steve. Yeah, no, you're not getting
That's
around
not
it.
though.
That's a horrible.
not
If
that.
you imagine torturing an animal to cure your depression, that doesn't justify it. That's why your
Yeah,
view
I
is
know.
messed up, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be just like thrown around like it's like something to play with. That's a scary view to have.
So I
Yeah,
will.
no, wait, hang on a second, bro. You know, you can say it's scary because I know, like, I get it. Like, I get the vegan view. Like, it's scary. Oh no, what could it lead to? It's not going to lead
Torturing
to that.
animals.
It's not going to lead to that. It's just like
That's the principle you're holding. If it
it's
gives
such a
you,
vegan trope to
if
say
let's
if
say
you
like
like
torturing
hang
animals
on a
is
second.
no, no,
It's
no, no,
such a
no,
vegan
no,
trope to say
no,
if
no,
you
stop,
buy
stop,
off.
stop. I muted you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll let you talk. I muted you. You're muted. Listen. Hold on. Let me just get this in. If by torturing animals, it gave people a little bit more well-being, like it cured all mental health, right? Do you think it would be justified to torture the animal to do so?
If torturing animals just a little bit created a massive amount of well-being for humans, is that your question?
I think he meant like if all the animals in slaughterhouse right now were tortured to like I guess eliminate well-being.
No, not eliminate well-being, just like cure everyone's depression, cure
Oh,
depression.
sorry. Yeah, eliminate. Yeah,
Let's
the
just say
mental
depression.
depression.
That's a huge.
Okay.
Just
That causes
depression.
a
Yeah,
lot of this
just
well-being.
depression.
Just depression. Let's say
So
that.
just by torturing them.
Yeah, but torturing them to a high degree.
All of
It
them.
doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter to you.
Yeah,
How
it
much
probably
it-
wouldn't
Let's say you
matter
torture for
if we
infinity.
could
As
cure
long as it creates more.
depression. If we could torture animals and cure depression in humans, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is
That's
it?
crazy.
Okay.
You don't understand how much an animal can feel. Imagine
Yeah.
you use the most insane torture methods that scientists can come up with. You would still say it's still justified, no matter how torturous it is for the animal. You like force them to stay alive.
Pour acid down their throats.
You put adrenaline inside of them so they feel it like twice as much or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're honestly sitting here like it's okay, but like I hope that you change as a person because that's like crazy stuff.
You hope I change as a person.
Yeah.
So you got to take this whole conversation
sounds
in
like
context.
like
No, this is what I was trying to say before you muted me. So it's like this. You know, it's fun. This little game you play where you get me to buy off on a reductio that's uncomfortable or something like that, and then you're like,
You wanna
oh my
change it?
gosh, this is going to lead to all this insanity. But like I said, it's not. It's fucking not because I'm going to transfer. I'm gonna change to the cultured meat. Why? Because I've already told you my value system. My value system is that it's my preference that we don't have to do that.
Yeah, well, look, but even if it doesn't happen where people torture, you still think it's okay. Like, if I ask someone, is it okay to essay an animal? Is it okay to like sexually abuse animals if it cures depression? You like, let's say it cured like, let's say by sexually assault.
I do think most people,
One
if you,
person's depression, you would say it's moral, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
I do think if you ask like most people, probably, it's just my seemings, I guess. Like if you ask them to torture their dog.
Let's say you cut off their genitals. You cut off their genitals to cure one person's
So my
depression.
preference is that
Is
like,
that- is
none
that-
of
that's
that
cool
happens,
enough.
but like when you say that, you're acting like you're making some kind of moral proclamation, but like really what you're just saying
I'm
is
just asking.
you're just saying yay, like kind of like boo or yay. So like
No, I'm just
for
asking.
me,
Well, in his,
my preference is that like every single freaking
Can we cut off the genitals of
living
a million
thing could
animals,
have
a
the
million
best life
cows?
possible,
If
right?
if we cut off genitals of a million cows, is it permissible if one person gets cured from depression?
Okay, so what's my preference? What did I say my preference was?
Do you understand what the hypothetical or no?
Yeah, so okay, so if we cut off like
You could
how
be
many cows?
agnostic. Yeah, you could not know if it's right or wrong, but do you think
Yeah, so
it'd be
we take
justified to while they're still awake right
yeah,
now, cut a million cows
9 cows,
privates
cut off their nuts
alive,
alive. Okay, so they're all
to cure
cut off.
one person's depression.
Yeah.
Would that be justified or no? Or do you not
I
know?
don't know. I don't know if that would be. That seems like.
Okay.
I mean, it just seems like the act of doing that would be dangerous for the other. I mean, I guess making all things equal. I guess I don't. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that.
I mean, it's a great hypothetical that leads us to absolutely like no knowledge. That's where I'm gonna like. That's where I'm gonna push back.
Well, what
It's
do you mean
such a
by no knowledge though?
because it's just so far fetched. It's like so out of the realm of like what we could actually do,
We could
Wait,
do.
what?
right?
Wait, what? I don't know what I don't know actually do. What do you mean by that?
So
Are you
how
just saying it's
many?
like it's not in reality or something like that? Is that what that means?
I don't know. I feel like it would probably have negative consequences on people to do that. Like people would probably get
Okay. Do you
trampled. You
understand
know,
that
like
they like?
negative consequences on the other end.
Sure.
Okay, so do you understand that they like gas pigs like alive?
Yep.
They probably feel a lot of pain, right?
When they're being gassed.
Yeah, while being gassed.
Um,
Do you think they don't feel pain or?
oh, they probably do. Yeah.
Yeah, a massive amount, right? They're dying.
Is it a massive amount? I don't know.
Well, to the pig, right?
Can I
Yeah, but
run?
I mean,
Can I run a different entity?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I was just gonna ask you. You don't. So you don't. Let's say the well-being that you have right now, whatever amount of well-being
Yeah.
you have right now, that animal killing and eating gives you, right? Let's say that's
Okay.
whatever well-being you have right now. So let's say we have an example of a person um, where gets that same amount of well-being that you have right now by engaging in like bestiality with like a dog or something like that.
Okay.
You think that'd
Yeah.
be morally okay?
It'd be my preference that doesn't happen in the world. Yeah. So
Gotcha. So what's the morally relevant difference between like the bestiality case and the killing and eating animal case, such that you would give your preference would change?
um, I don't know that people get to a state of human well-being um, through bestiality.
Yeah,
I
they
don't even
do.
know that there's.
There's a
What is that? Wait, what do you hold on? Maybe I jumped the gun here too
Yeah.
far. Well, I
So
thought well-being is well-being here being understood like some form of desire satisfaction or like happiness increasement.
so well-being is like it's like living in a state um, where you're like functioning to be able to reach your fullest potential.
So like fitness can also be an aspect. So are you like an objective list theory person where you see like a list of
I
things
don't know.
that
I don't know what that is. So
so like it's like there's like a series of like list of things that what you want to be maximized. So like it could be happiness, satisfaction of desires, fitness, stuff like that.
yeah, I suppose so. Like kind of
Okay,
like a bit of like a self-actualization kind of thing,
sure,
maybe. Like
gotcha,
the brain surgeon being able to like the person who could possibly be a brain surgeon, like reaching his full potential.
gotcha.
Um, you
Well,
know,
the guy wants to feel his full potential by like fucking dogs. He wants to be the best dog fucker.
yeah,
That's so
that just seems
wow, that's so messed
very
up.
like that's like basal or like hedonistic stuff. So like, I don't know how
Well,
that
there's
really.
two things that are good. There's three things that are going on. One, right? One,
Yeah.
there's a goal. He wants to be the best dog fucker, right? There's a second
Yeah.
one that he actually gained. He
So
works out.
okay, but the brain surgeon, okay, when he performs what he does, he actually helps humanity. Like he helps other humans. How does the dog fucker help anybody other than himself?
Well, the example here is comparing killing and eating animals to the bestiality case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the morally relevant difference between the two, such that one is wrong and not the other?
Being a brain surgeon versus being a like bone and dog.
What?
So wait, you can be a brain surgeon by being vegan. So that's not going to be a
Yeah.
symmetry breaker.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about well-being. Like I
Okay.
wouldn't say that everybody should be vegan. I wouldn't say that like everybody should be. Well, let's not use vegan when we're talking about diets. I'm not saying that everybody should be plant-based. I'm not saying everybody should be carnivore. I'm not saying everybody should be omnivore. Everybody should like find what works best for them
It's
to
just
create
actually
the best outcomes, the best,
Sure.
best sense of well-being. Right?
Yeah, but my question is about what's the morally relevant difference between the killing and eating of animals and bestiality? What makes one wrong and not the other?
Okay. So, does the bestiality, does that like impart any like nutritive value to you?
What, does it really matter?
Wait. Does it do what?
No, don't do this to him.
Does it do what?
Don't and give you nutrition. Say
Nutrition?
it. Say
Okay,
it.
wait. What if? Hold on. What if the person who who's the bestiality doer, right, or whatever, ends up like sucking the animal's penis and like gets like zinc from it.
No, impulse. Stop. You
What?
can't say that.
Sorry.
You can't say this, Dan. I don't want you to be the.
No,
Okay,
this is great. No, this is
I'll
great.
use
This
more
is great.
PG words.
No, this is
I'll
actually
use
really
use
good
more-
because
use
it
out-
shows.
use, like,
Hang on a
don't
second.
say
It
the
shows
word.
how. It
Just say
shows
the
how like
PG.
weird and perverted and twisted you have to make these reductios
No, they're
in
not.
order to
because I think-
in order to get me. Like it's
Hold on,
just
hold on.
so far fetched right
I
now.
think-
It's just
I
like
think
one
because
of the
I think
most
that's what your
brain-dead,
position
dumbest
entails.
things I've heard.
We don't
Like,
I think
you're actually
that's-
going to compare.
I
like,
think your
somebody,
position entails that.
Hang on
Yeah,
a second. You're
I don't-
actually going to compare
but you're-
somebody eating a diet that's
Yeah,
going
why-
to produce well-being so that they can be a brain surgeon to
Now,
somebody.
why are you
like,
complaining?
sucking off animals.
Why are
It's
you complaining?
Absolutely
This is-
ridiculous.
This is literally just NTT. Okay, so
I know.
I'm
And
asking.
NTT
Listen,
is,
no. Why are
to
you?
me,
Why are
to
you?
me, NTT
Why are
is
you
actually
complaining about the
is
example?
actually brain dead too.
You
It's
I-
actually
okay,
brain dead
you
too,
either
because
have-
we don't use
Okay.
traits. We
Okay.
don't use traits. We
You
use
either-
a lot of
you
different
either-
rationales.
Just
You
go
either
through
have
it.
a reason as to
You
why
don't have
one's
to give-
wrong and not the other, or you don't. Which one is it?
Right.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
So you either have a reason as to why one's wrong and not the other, or you don't. Which one is it?
It's okay. It's just my preference that we
Okay, perfect.
eat food to produce well-being rather than sucking off animals.
Okay, so
Okay.
what? Oh yeah. So let me ask it again. Remember, I asked, what's the morally relevant difference such that one's wrong to do, given your preference, and the other one's wrong to do, given your preference? What's that morally relevant difference?
What do you mean by a morally relevant difference?
I'm talking about the difference in your desires.
That makes it okay.
Literally, the question is like,
not
what's
okay.
the difference in attitudes?
Difference in attitudes, yeah.
Yeah,
what's
makes
the
it-
difference in
I wanna
attitude?
see. I guess I have a concept in my mind about like what like a good human society would look like.
I think you'd say steak. I think you'd say nutrition, though. I think you were pointing out that nutrition has.
No. Hang on. So it's not just the nutrition isn't the end though, right?
Yeah, so
The
what
end
else
is
that makes
the
it
end
okay?
is the end is the brain surgeon, right? Being able to perform brain
We're
surgery.
not. That's
being
not
able
what
to
we're
take
talking
surgery.
about. We're not talking about
Yes,
brain.
it is because it's
Wait, no,
yes, because
that
it's
can't
a
be.
downstream
Two different-
effect.
we're
It's
not
a
even
downstream
No, wait, no,
effect.
because
No,
you
but if you're
stay.
gonna limit me, if you're gonna limit me to
Yeah, we are
to
limiting
things
you because we're
simpliciter,
trying to figure out.
You
what-
agree that a
because it's the
vegan can be a brain
downstream effect
surgeon.
that I care about. You're asking what I care about. I care about that humans
in
function
comparison to these two situations. That's what we're specifically asking about.
Yeah,
so,
so-
yeah.
I'm asking, what's the morally relevant difference between the two? And when, right? So, what? When you point to the neurosurgeon,
So,
that's not gonna be a symmetry breaker because that's consistent on both hypotheses.
how is bestiality going to lead to being a good?
I don't know. Maybe this guy's an incel. He doesn't get pussy, and he ends up like being a better person for it.
You gotta
There
be
you go.
careful.
That's an explanation.
Don't get
A
booted.
lot of
Don't
brain
get
surgeons
booted.
are probably
Sorry. This guy, yeah. So this guy's an incel. He's like he can't get anybody. So like now,
Oh my god.
there you go. I gave you an explanation. Now he's a better person in society. Is that okay now?
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay for incel. So long as you're not getting any kitty cats out there, it's okay for him to have sex with your local dog. Yeah.
Oh no. He's being on. No, steak. Come on. You're joking. He's just saying yes for the meme, right?
No, I'm not. I mean, it's a reductio. It's like a.
No,
it's like
but I don't think you're being
It's
honest.
like no, but I don't take these reductios that seriously because I think
No, that's
like
why I'm
it's
wanting you to take it seriously. Like you'd probably
yeah.
say it's wrong to do
No,
to
so I'm
F
saying
a
yeah. So
dog
I'm saying yeah. Let the guy
because
like do the
you don't get
bestiality.
any play,
If
right?
that
Well, I
if
That's
that
not
helps
going to
him,
be like
if that helps him be a better brain surgeon, and that like helps humanity. Like
you're
the end
joking.
is so
No, no,
beginning.
no, you're joking. You're actually joking. I see the smirk. You're
I'm not
joking.
even joking.
Now I see it. I know in the
We're,
back of your mind you're doing
look,
it for the
you're
laugh.
smirking too because this is what
I know because
reductios
this is
do.
hilarious.
Reductios are just thought experiments. I don't take them that
Yeah.
seriously.
No, it's like this. Do you think that like it's like if I ask you, do you think that slavery is wrong, and you say like no, but
Right.
like that would be like crazy view, right?
No, it wouldn't
Do
actually
you
be.
think
There are cases where,
do you think
look,
slave humans are wrong?
chattel slavery, you know, and
well,
like the slavery that's in the
fuck, it's getting
Bible,
late.
they're very different. Like
Yeah.
the Hammurabi's code thing, an eye for an eye. Okay,
Okay.
if you don't understand what an eye for an eye is, and if you don't understand how that can lead to like a certain type of slavery,
No, what we're pointing out is like
there could be moral
effing the
codes
dog
where that
is
actually
this
makes
because you don't
sense.
get enough play, and that's what justifies it. That's not
Wait,
okay.
what? Wait, what?
You're saying that what's justified about effing the dog is that you don't get play, and that's that it like increases your like motivation or sense of desire. That's what makes it okay, right? That's what you're saying, or no?
So if the end is I don't know that I think it would, like my preference would be that like we don't have brain surgeons that have to fuck dogs in order to perform well, right?
Okay.
So I mean so that's all I can say. I can kind of say boo to that. That's all I can really do. Like
So let's say there was a brain surgeon that did do better brain surgery if they F the dog. That make it justified though? So no. Or maybe you don't
like
know?
I mean it's not even like in my wheelhouse. Like if that person is doing that, like there literally could be brain surgeons that are doing that.
You understand
Like are
like
we knocking on people's doors? I don't know. Like maybe
but
that's
I'm
true.
asking you, right? I'm just trying to figure out if like you think it's okay for like people to
Like
like SA animals for like reasons like they just get better at their job.
all right, let's say this. Okay.
Like they get happier. Like
No, no,
that's
no.
like,
Here's a
like that would
hypothetical.
justify
We're gonna
people
use it.
doing that to
All right,
humans.
Flo. All right, Flo.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You have a tumor. Okay.
Okay.
You need a brain surgeon, right?
Okay.
The brain surgeon is going to misperform brain surgery if he doesn't essay a dog the day before he does your brain surgery. Okay. And so much so that he's gonna nick an artery and you're gonna bleed out and die. Okay. Are you okay? Which reality would you prefer? Would you prefer the brain surgeon that essays a dog the day before he does your brain surgery so that you survive? Or would you prefer the reality where the brain surgeon doesn't do that and they nick an artery and he nicks an artery and you are unalived at that surgery?
Um. So if he f's a dog,
Yep,
I live.
absolutely.
I'd probably say. Um. I mean, does the dog have to be conscious? I
Just a
might be
normal dog.
agnostic
Yeah.
on this. I might be agnostic, but if I
No, it's
no, I
it's
can't be
it's it's
agnostic on this. I have to.
definitely conscious. It's going to experience everything. It's going to feel it.
Yeah, but what if I just don't know if it's the right thing to do or not? Like I'm leaning towards allowing the doctor to do that, but I actually don't know if that's like what I actually like. I haven't given this much thought except right now.
You may say that it's wrong that the doctor does that, but I think you're going to be happy with the outcome.
Well, I might not be. I have to. Well, I might have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I might say that it's actually justified to do that. Um, yeah, I'm not 100% sure though. I'm not 100% sure if it's justified. Um, yeah.
I'm just asking which reality would you prefer?
Oh, if I had to choose one,
Yeah.
so if I don't choose one, there's a contradiction or something or no?
No. This isn't even a. Okay. The only
Like,
way that I'm
I would be
the only
agnostic.
way this I think this is a truth. This is really a truth-seeking question.
Mhm.
Okay. Because you're asking me, is it right or wrong, right? And I'm just saying, okay, let's make this personal.
Okay.
Okay.
You either have intercourse with a dog, I die.
Right. I think this is a really helpful question, right?
Yeah, I'm leaning
In
towards
saying,
I'm leaning towards the doctor having intercourse with the dog.
okay,
I'm leaning towards that,
thank
but
you.
I'm not like 100% sure if that's what I actually um take.
And what did I say early
So for
on?
sake of argument, I'll
My
say the
my
doctor.
value system starts with a very significant selfishness, right? I want to live. I want to live the best way I possibly can, and I fundamentally believe that when I cooperate with other humans, that my life is going to be